Let's start again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today's discussion is about money or economy and resources. I'm assuming that I'm coming through. I'm hoping that I am. I can't see anybody, so let's just hope for the best here. So, whilst I was preparing for today's topic, I was wanting to talk about money. I was wanting to talk about resources. And there was so many things that were coming through my head that I've been working on resources for a long time, like we all have. But there's a different kind of discussion that's taking place right now. Is obviously around a month ago, all of us who were working most of us actually who were working were sent home. So if you're self-employed, then that's maybe slightly different. If you're working from home, that's slightly different again. So I'm somebody who works from home, and I have done for 20 years. So my work's not really changed in many ways, but then I don't exchange my time for money. So it's not something that I've done for about 20 years, even though it's come with different challenges. But I've done my work out of joy and out of serving humanity in many ways when I think about it. So in terms of the economy, it's something that I've been looking at for a long time. Now, we all need money because that's the system that's been created. But I'm wondering, is there a new kind of system that can be created that is a little bit more fairer, not a little bit more actually, hugely fairer than what we've currently got or had? So right now, let's hope that there is I say let's hope, that there is a new financial economic system that's being built. However, we can also create that. Now, this is a big discussion really, but one of the things that I'm aware of is that our system has been built on slavery. If we want to go there or not go there, but that's the bottom line, is our system of the monetary value that we currently exchange in the majority of our exchange. Money's dirty in many ways. And it's not that it's dirty as in, I guess it is actually, it's just dirty, isn't it? Money, even though it's not dirty, we need it. And it's about having an appreciation of money. When we look at the system of how money was created, it's been a dirty way of being created. That's what I mean. So I'm not getting confused here, because I love money, money loves me, and when I need it, I attract it. And that's how it is. So I think we have to get to be at a place of peace with when it comes to money. But a lot of people in the spiritual kind of communities would say that they're not really bothered about money. And again, it's because it's got a double-edged sword to it. So the purpose of this conversation is to bring a bit more clarity to the resource of money. So my thoughts around money have been that the majority of money is in the hands of people that are maybe hoarding or holding on to it and not recognizing the importance of circulating it. So money is meant to be a resource to circulate, it's just like recycling. So as you get it, you move it along, and either you buy for services, pay for somebody, you buy for food. It's a circular. It's to keep it in cycle, and that's resources. So money is a resource. That's how I see it. Now, in the spiritual community, in the light workers community, there's a lot of people that, like I said before, have put that slant on money, though it's dirty and they don't want it. That's kind of like how it's been portrayed, but I'm not fully sure where that's been portrayed from. If you're listening to this and and you've got some comments around it, the intention of these discussions or these thoughts that I throw out there is to have a discussion with you, to have your reflections, because until we actually sit and talk about these issues around money, as an example, that's very much been a taboo in our society. And when I say we, I actually do mean we. I don't just mean myself. I mean that from listening to hundreds of people's stories around these issues, I'm bringing a collective viewpoint when I'm talking about what I'm talking about. I'm listening to what people have said, and I'm getting a sense of what they've said. And as an empath, it's that thing of you really do step into somebody else's shoes to get a feel of how they're describing their experiences. And the majority of people would often say that money was a scarcity. Money didn't grow on trees. These terminologies that are very common but they don't know any boundaries. These are global conversations. So it kind of makes me wonder, there's a seed that's been planted somewhere along on many people's experiences that speak the same language, regardless of where they live in the world, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their gender, regardless of their age. There's a thread of the same message being thread through the system, a system that's infiltrated into us. So therefore we become at that stage where I don't, shying away from money. But I thought about it and thought, well, if we had money that was abundance, an abundance of money that reflected our cells in our bodies. So our cells are made up of trillions. So if we have, and which we are trillions. We are worth trillions, because that's, if we have to match our inner to our outer, then we're worth trillions. So is there some kind of collective unconsciousness where we are numbing ourselves down based on this resource that's called money? Are we reflecting our bank balance when it comes to our energy and what we're pushing out into this world? Because what we push out, we're going to get back. So, they talk about karma. So what we push out there, we're going to get back. So if we don't think about money, especially because we're all in quarantine, but yet the reality is the majority of us are probably thinking a lot about money. But if we kind of like took a rest from that for a minute or so, because there's very limited things that we can do outside of ourselves, outside of our homes, to generate this money. What if we just stopped for a little while and just thought about how resourceful we are as a human being, just as a human race? How resourceful are we? Because as we tap into our trillions of cells, to really tap into ourselves and get to know ourselves, then it's about finding, what are you passionate about? Because when you think that money is exchanged for what you give to the world, then we have to maybe start thinking slightly differently, feeling our way through this, navigating our way through this next phase of our lives. Because the monetary system has to collapse, it has to do something different, because it was wrong. It's a system that is based on the energy of people. And I don't know about you, but for me, I don't think that anybody could actually really afford me and my skills and gifts and my love that I bring. It's priceless. You can't put a price on who I am, who you are. You just can't put a price on you. So if we are priceless, then we are everything. So that's the system. We have to create a different system. So not abandoning completely money, because we all need it. But it's about being able to say, okay, is there a different way that we can exchange our money? Is there a different way that I can pay you for you? What services do you offer that I might be interested in? That can help to build a different economic system. There's lots of different systems that are out there. Employment isn't necessarily one of the systems that is going to be beneficial to our future. But that doesn't mean to say that we're not going to be doing anything. We've got a lot of work to do, a heck of a lot of work to do, because many of us have spent our time with employers exchanging our time for money, that we've not exchanged any time whatsoever on looking after ourselves and our well-being and our world, our environment, nature. We haven't been looking after ourselves at all, as much as we could have been, because we've been busy exchanging our time for money. So employment's not necessarily going to do it. Self-employment is not necessarily going to do it neither, because most of us are exchanging our time again for money. And not necessarily getting paid in it. It's not a match at all. So to start thinking, not as a business person, but more in line with how businesses run, but smart businesses, because the majority of businesses are busy. It's a busyness. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be busy. This time for us now in quarantine is not for us to continue to be busy. It's time for us to reset and think, hold on, maybe I have got something to offer this conversation, this discussion, because it's common to all of us. So we've all got an opportunity to discuss it. Because when you think about it, in our community here in the ambassadors, and this video might go to others, so wherever this video is going to be on social media, when I think about it, we've got people in our communities that are retired, as an example. I wonder, how are you managing? You know, because it's, if you're retired, then often that means that, you know, you've come to the end of the road of being an employee, I should say, and you're taking time out. Now, as we know, most people who've got pensions, if they're lucky, those pensions aren't big enough for people to be able to fully live on. I know my mum's on a pension and she manages okay, but if I can help her that little bit more by buying extra resources for it, then absolutely that's there. You know, so many of us are still caring for people, and what if we could extend that out, because we actually got our acts together to look at the resources of a small group of us to think, well, okay, how can we help each other? And can we expand that then out? So at this time, it's kind of like we're developing these little pilot projects of how we can do our little bit to be able to help to duplicate it. This is such a creative time to be able to develop new projects, new ways of being that have never been tested out before, because we've never needed to. We've been quite lazy, thinking, okay, just go to work, get my money, come home, weekends mine. And, you know, and I know that not many people are actually living like that, even though some would believe that that's how people are living. People that have been working, exchanging the time for money, have been so stressed out. Well, now no more. So if you're looking to go back to work and thinking, gosh, I really wish there was something else, then message me, because there is something else. There's more than something else. There's just an amazing opportunity to help transform our world. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be called the People's Franchise, but it needs to be piloted. It needs to be piloted in these times. It's been piloted before. It's been tweaked over 20 years, and now it's ready. It's ready to be piloted. That's one thing. So the new economy. So we're looking for new systems. We've created new systems. It's now time to test it. So one of the things, before I close off today, I just was looking through some, let's see if we can find it. I was looking through some projects, and is it there? Why is that not there? And I'm going to start with this tomorrow, which is nurturing seedlings, but there is another one. Maybe I can't see it. Why can I not see it? There is one that is just, I'm so excited about it that this is why I wanted to share it with you. But it's called Coffee Beanies, and it was a project that I set up a while ago with the young people. But as I was flicking through, let's hope it comes up on the screen. I can see it there. But when I was going through looking for a presentation to show you, here we go. Let's see if you can see it there. It just dawned on me that maybe I could explain the project through this way. And that isn't the one that I wanted to show you, but I wanted to click that on the screen to see. So Coffee Beanies was a project that was set up for the young people to do a fundraiser. And in a way, this is relevant right now, because if we're looking at fundraising, then obviously fundraising begins at home in many ways, even though many of us are quite happy to fundraise for something or fundraise outside of ourselves. And we don't necessarily think about fundraising for ourselves, because that's seen as being, well, we're not a charity. But when I created this project, it was because I wanted to help people to move from volunteers to social entrepreneurs. And we put down there, by becoming a teeny beanie. So we've got access to a healthy coffee range. And this was about how to learn to become a social entrepreneur with Coffee Beanies. So what that meant was, you not only learned the skills to fundraise, but you learned the skills for yourself. So what we often forget is ourselves in the process. We think, oh, we can just do it for them, but we can't do it for us. That's not fair exchange. So this program was about teaching young people, but also teaching adults, because all of us have been teenagers, all of us are children inside. So what this process was, this is what I created for them. It was to generate funds for young minds by teaching the young people, but also as well teaching the adults. So change is constant and comes in many ways. To learn to adapt to change can empower us throughout our lifetimes. So what I aim to do is to teach people how to become social entrepreneurs. And once you've got the skill, you can then pass it on to others, not only just to keep it for yourself, but you can pass it on to others. This is about passing it on to other people. So learning to become a social entrepreneur will help you to learn to transfer new skills and empower you to adapt to change through empowerment. So it means that then if there's any change that ever takes place in any which way, be it that you become a new parent, you might become divorced, you might become married, you might retire, you might be out of work. So whatever the change is, it means that you've got the foundations to be able to adapt your skills to make sure that you've got food on your table. And that's what I'm teaching. So I'm looking for 12 people to help to do this so that we become a foundation pilot, and then we're able to then transfer those skills as a team of us, facilitators of change, out to other people. And it starts with telling your story and playing. That's what it starts with. And this is just an extension of that. So what we do is we do fun, interactive and creative ways of developing enterprise. So essential, but it's what we already do. We're just transferring, pinpointing those skills that you've already got and putting them into a project. So the training program is going to teach you how to empower others by empowering you. So you have to start with you first, the importance of looking after self first, and how to plan and set up empowerment and sustainable events, how to facilitate through Empower in an Hour, how to use marketing and communication skills, how to become a social entrepreneur, how to handle money and earn money creatively, and how to step up to a step-by-step, budding model where we're holding each other's hands. So it's very much about a buddy system in many ways. How to recruit and retain volunteers. So we all start off as volunteers and then develop into social entrepreneurs. And how to inspire in leadership. So actually leading other people through the process and become a pioneer in your area if you want to. And that's what was put out to the young people. And the other part, the last part of that is to put people first over profit. And that's why we start off as a volunteer. So there's no pressure. You're literally just volunteering your time. And part of going through the process, which is looking after yourself, you're becoming entrepreneurial. So you're growing into this ambassador. What do you need? So first thing, positive attitude. A positive attitude of can do as opposed to won't do or can't do. Good communication skills, so willing to communicate on a regular basis so that then, everybody's got an idea of what's going on, because energetically you feel people, you understand what's going on for them, even if they're not appearing in your face, you just get a sense. So good communication skills and wanting to learn those. A commitment of time each week when you can. So, it's not this thing of, well, this is how many hours I need you. It's about how many hours are you prepared to put into empowering you. I just do this all the time because I just love the thought of creating projects that are going to empower millions of people. That's the goal, to empower millions, billions of people, 1 billion families affected by this project. Again, having that determination to have a goal. Some people say, "Oh, I'm not sure." No, there isn't any time for that. If you've got that, then we're not really interested. We're looking for people like, absolutely, this looks fun, enthusiastic. If you're enthusiastic, then that is contagious, and that just helps so much when people are enthusiastic. Aware that we've always got choices, so we've got that kind of like we're on that edge of an attitude of actually, I've got a choice. That it's not always, we're often told no. And in this environment, it's about yes. It's about being able to say, yes, okay, let's go for it. Yeah, let's go for it. Just practicing saying yes. A willingness to share ideas, a willingness to explore yourself, to recognize that this project is about love. It's all the bottom foundation, the layout of it is about love, helping you and helping all of us to love more. By loving more, we give more. By giving more, we receive. And it just becomes a cycle, and it's healthy. It's a healthy balance. Being willing to explore yourself, being able to learn creative skills, being willing to work as a team, ask for help. We're not used to that. We're used to doing things on our own, willing to plan and develop and learn, and willing to be creative and empower others. Learn new skills, be creative, empower, have fun, and have a go. And that's the Coffee Beanie Project. And so that's what I teach. I teach people to become social entrepreneurs, to have that social awareness of actually what communities could I help. So who are you currently helping? Who would you want to help? Because all of us need help in some way or another. But it's only when maybe somebody steps up and says, "Oh, actually, I need help with." We need to start asking, "What help do you need? Who needs help?" Our world has changed. The way that we did things before is no longer relevant. It's invalid. And sooner or later, down this road that we're currently on, we're going to realize this, that actually, maybe whilst we have this time, maybe we just need to start looking within ourselves and developing our transferable skills, looking at what skills we can transfer and who actually needs our skills, but also stepping up into actually, what am I doing? Because collectively, we make a difference. Individually, that was the old way of being. So this is about learning, how do we communicate with each other? How do we connect with each other? We need to understand each other before we even start developing these projects. So we really do start from you volunteering your time and getting that nurturing self, having that self-care, and doing it in a public way by engaging and hand-holding people so that we can all witness each other's journeys and support each other along the way. I thank you for listening, and please do connect to the YouTube so that you can share this video, because we're having a different kind of conversation than what we've ever had before. And I can feel it more because the amount of inspiration that I'm having to get information out there. I mean, I'm just so excited about what's coming. I'm just so excited. So I was looking for these documents so that I could start doing some videos for you on stuff that I've done a long time ago. I think this is probably about easy 12 years, 13 years old. And I've wanted to record them and then put them up, like I said, on into YouTube. So Empowering Angel is where you'll find me. Do register on or subscribe and receive the notifications. And anytime that I upload a video that you want to share, then you're able to share it from there. But yeah, we're looking for coffee beanies. So we have teeny beanies, elder beanies, and in-betweeny beanies. I'm still in between. I'm still in the in-betweeny beanies, but we do have elder beanies as well. And the aim is really just to, this is a healthy coffee range, but it's about being able to help each other in a way that we've never done before. So come along and share. What have you got to offer? And if not, then maybe lend a hand in sharing what we've got by learning and going within. I look forward to helping you. Bye bye for now.